Put through by Greenock. Jones is after it. Pearson chopped out.
And welcome again to the big match. Well, we have an hour of football that will bowl along at an exciting pace today because this is our lineup. The main match comes from the second division and is Charlton Athletic against Sunderland, supported by two top games from the first division, Derby County against Manchester City and Ipswich Town against Aston Villa. And from our main match, we talk to the Charlton stars Mike Flanagan on the left there and on the right, Keith Peacock. At Derby, there was a controversial and explosive finish to the match there. Just what was it that made the Manchester City players so angry that they had to be separated from the match officials by their manager, Tony Book? That after the final whistle had gone. There's hardly time to pause for breath today, in fact, as we make a start down in South London. And the match between two sides, Charlton and Sunderland, who really have their eyes on the first division. Charlton's confidence boosted by their remarkable home record.
This really is home for Charlton, close to Dockland, down in the valley where they've been unbeaten in their last 20 home games. And it's a record that Charlton fans should appreciate. After all, it's been responsible for putting the club into 7th place in the second division. Mike Flanagan is their hottest property, and no wonder, with 15 goals this season, and he's scored in each of the last 4 games. And Keith Peacock goes on and on, as astute as ever in midfield, and also needing only 1 goal now for his 100 with Charlton. He passed a fitness test an hour ago on a slight thigh muscle injury. So this then is how Charlton line up. A late change because defender David Campbell went down with flu this morning, so Jimmy Giles on the transfer list gets his place back, and Phil Warman returns to left back. Alan Dugdale was signed from Coventry at the end of October to strengthen the defence. As for Sunderland, they give a first game to Wayne Entwistle, signed a few weeks ago from Bury. Arsenal fans will remember Will Frostron at number 7. It's a Sunderland side that's in good form, unbeaten in their last 7 games. And here is the man making his first appearance, Wayne Entwistle, a farmer's son who cost £30,000 from Bury, 4 goals in the early season games for his former club. The referee today is Alan Gunn from Burgess Hill in Sussex, and now we're just about ready for the start. So here we go then, Sunderland attacking the goal to our right in blue shirts and red shorts. Charlton in their customary red shirts and white shorts. A missed kick there by Phil Warman. And Alan Dugdale and Jim Giles both getting in there to make sure that no danger occurred. Sean Elliott racing back now for Sunderland to give Barry Siddle the first touch of the ball for the Sunderland keeper. Already the Charlton fans are chanting for Flanagan. At the moment, he is a hero down here, and quite as big a hero as Derek Hales was in his goal-scoring days. A free kick, though, for Sunderland. And it was Warman who got up and got that Ashurst free kick away. Ostrom playing it back now for Arnott. And an offside there against the number 7, Will Frostron. And a free kick to Charlton. Free kick to Charlton. Foul on Flanagan by Elliott. 20 years old, Sean Elliott. And Colin Powell and Keith Peacock between them deciding where this free kick's going to go. Peacock. Little chip in there. Macaulay. Berry's right in there. And Berry there again! And a goal given, and Les Berry has scored it. Well, just under 5 minutes gone, Charlton into the lead, and Les Berry, who scored at Hull last week, it's useful to have defenders who score. My word, he's up and done it again. It was playing around there for long enough. Not at all sure that he got it exactly the way he wanted to. but it's in the back of the Sunderland net. Les Berry the scorer. Charlton 1, Sunderland 0. Second goal of the season. Andy Nelson on the right there with Harry Cripps, the old Millwall stalwart, his assistant manager. Flanagan, lovely backward header this time for Colin Powell. Will it run for him? No, it won't. Bolton came back to retrieve that situation for Sunderland. I think we've already seen that Flanagan is not only a scorer of goals, he was certainly in a position there to make a chance for Colin Powell. And it was only Bolton's late interception that prevented Powell doing more damage. So a corner for Charlton. Tideman and Powell across there. Oh, Warman very nearly there. Looking a little bit shaky, and Barry Siddle in the Sunderland goal looking a little exposed as that corner came over. Barry jumped for it, didn't get to it. Warman, the other fullback, just shows how many defenders they've got up again. So very nearly made it number 2. Warman. Flanagan beaten in the air that time by Ashurst. Henderson, Entwistle. A little break here with Rostron for Sunderland. Greenwood's gone racing into the middle. Entwistle's right in there too. And it was a good fist away by Wood. Some good distance on that. He really went into it as though he meant it. Here's Gary Rowell with the cross again. Entwistle's there again, and again he fisted away. Kerr now. Charlton under a bit of pressure as Rostron crosses it in once more. Greenwood's right up there. Berry's header away, and that time whacked away by Giles. Flanagan turning it wide this time for Powell. Sunderland getting possession again, this time with Arnold. Crossed in once more. Giles slipping, and Greenwood with a chance. It looked handball, and it was. Annoyed with himself then, the Sunderland number 9, because once Giles had slipped, Charlton could have been in trouble. It looked as though it might have been a simple chance for Greenwood, but he handled it and the chance had gone. With some very good punching by Jeff Wood in the Charlton goal. Jimmy Adamson, the Sunderland manager. Rostron with Arnott. Nice looking pass there, Bolton. Flicked in there, Berry getting there before Greenwood. Warman in there. McCauley, nice touch. Tideman. Now there's the gap. They've got a few up as well. On the left is Flanagan. He's all right, he's onside. Flanagan chipping it to the far post. Lovely break though by Charlton, with Tideman leading the way. He saw the gap and he went for it. Played the pass there to Flanagan. He could only just have been onside. And whether Flanagan was trying to chip Siddle or whether he was looking for somebody coming up on the far post, really only at this moment he knows. Now it's with Ashurst. Giles' header. Kerr spreading it wide to the far side. Just a little bit of space there for Gary Rowell. Bolton. Kerr again. Berry there for Charlton. Kerr. Well, Greenwood has shaken off Berry, but it was the number 10 Peacock again, right back in there to concede the corner. So Bobby Kerr with it for Sunderland. Chipped in again there. Berry's header away. Bolton. And Giles up there. Elliott up there. Oh, and Greenwood's onside. That's the equaliser. Well taken by Roy Greenwood. And that levels it out of 1-1. A yawning gap in the Charlton defence on that side of the penalty area, and when it was played through to Greenwood, who is a good finisher, there really was very little doubt, and he really hammered it past Jeff Wood. Charlton 1, Sunderland 1. Roy Greenwood, 4th goal of the season for him. Well, the Sunderland fans have made a long trip, and it's suddenly become worthwhile. Warman. Flanagan in pursuit again. He's been very well watched indeed by Elliott and by Ashurst. Playing it back for Arnott. Arnott again. Ashurst. Bobby Kerr right in there. Nicely glanced little header now for Entwistle. Oh! And it's there! And Entwistle will want to claim that one, although it deflected off Jim Giles. Entwistle is the man playing his first game for Sunderland. The young boy they brought from Bury, and he's put Sunderland 2-1 into the lead. He turned well, he hit it well, it deflected badly from Charlton's point of view, despairingly wide of Jeff Wood. Charlton 1, Sunderland 2. There's the happy fella who'll want to claim that for himself, with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Flanagan, Tideman, now Britt. Now Macaulay. Sunderland have got some men back, and that didn't quite go for Powell. The idea was a good one. Giles got in there before Entwistle. Here's Tideman again, and Sunderland brought everybody out, and a yellow card is coming out for Mick Henderson for the tackle on Dick Tideman. There's the yellow card, in fact, has come out and gone back in again, and Mick Henderson, his name goes into the book. So Powell and Peacock. This free kick duo deciding who's going to take it is going to be Keith Peacock again. Short to Steve Gritt, turned on to Flanagan. He tried to hook one in on the turn. Half-time whistle, and they're really the promise of a good second half. The first half in which Charlton started well enough with that goal after only 4 minutes by the number 2 Les Berry. But then Sunderland were getting more and more into the game, and Roy Greenwood, given a certain amount of space there, the number 9, got in and made it 1-1. And then making his first appearance, Wayne Entwistle, number 10. A great deflection off a Charlton defender, but I think he'll want that goal. At any rate, it puts Sunderland into the lead. So a half-time score then at the Valley. Charlton 1, Sunderland 2. We'll be right back with that second half. Welcome back to the Valley. Sunderland leading by 2 goals to 1 in this game between two clubs who really have their sights set on promotion to the First Division. Charlton lying 7th and Sunderland 9th in the table. Sunderland really coming with a good record. Not only are they unbeaten in their last 7th, but they've scored 20 goals in their last 8 games, and in the last quarter of an hour of that first half they really looked the better of the two sides. Jim Giles. Powell. Arnott. Space over on the right. Here's Henderson. Bobby Kerr outside him now. Still Henderson. That's a good shot. The linesman's got his flag up, and Wayne Entwistle was caught offside. So great shot there by Henderson. The number 10, Wayne Entwistle, was standing in an offside position. The linesman quickly had his flag up, and the goal won't count. There's the man who was offside. Free kick, a foul on Keith Peacock. He knows he's had enough trouble already. did in training on Thursday. That's a free kick too. Foul by number 11, Gary Rowell. Referee wanting a word with him. Peacock now for Charlton. It's gone past Rowell. The little chip there. Berry coming in on the far side was beaten by Ashurst's header. And Bobby Kerr, the long ball away. Dugdale beating Greenwood for it. Tideman nodding it down for Warman. Played inside for Macaulay. Here's Warman again. Played along for Tideman, but out of play on the Sunderland throw. Greenwood's backward header, Entwistle, Kerr, Greenwood. Looking a very good player, Roy Greenwood, this afternoon. There he is again. Very, very mobile, beautifully balanced, and a lot of skill, as he showed with that little pass now for Bobby Kerr. Kerr's cross coming in, and Charlton didn't really know where that was until it was knocked away by Giles. But here's Macaulay brought down by the number 2, Henderson, who's already had a yellow card, and the referee's calling him towards him. Now, I suppose he's wondering what fate awaits him. He got a yellow card in the first half. The referee certainly hasn't searched for any other card. That was rather a crude challenge he made there on Macaulay. And I think referee is telling him one more of those. He's just pointing towards the tunnel, in fact. He pointed towards the tunnel there, the referee, and made it absolutely clear to Henderson that one more tackle like that and he'd be back in the dressing room. Greenwood. Shot, just wide of the post. So he looks quite a player. Turn of speed, not afraid to have a bank goal. Roy Greenwood. Warman. Flanagan. Dale, Peacock, through there for Powell, brought down by Elliott, free kick. Elliott claiming he came away with the ball. So again, those 2 Charlton men behind the ball again, little conference between Powell and Peacock. Peacock lifting it in there. Charlton really have pulled everybody forward now. That's the little backward header by Flanagan. Greenwood v Giles. Good play there by Jim Giles. Kept Greenwood at bay at any rate. And here's Kerr. Very Wostrom. Kerr. Advantage played there for the referee. And somebody was brought down there, I think it was gripped by Elliott. And the referee's got the yellow card out again. So Sean Elliott's name goes into the book. Certainly the Charlton fans not happy with some of this Sunderland tackling, and I don't think the Charlton players would be all that much either. It goes back. Charlton get a free kick. The referee does a little more writing. And Peacock takes yet another free kick for Charlton. Towards Flanagan, there's his header going in. Oh, it's an own goal! Well, it's the equaliser. Steve Britt has gone in there and got the acclaim of the Charlton fans. But it seemed to me to be an own goal, whether it was Mick Henderson or not. But the free kick went floating in. And whack, it's in the back of the net, bringing it back to Charlton 2, Sunderland 2. That's Giles. Now it's Brown. Greenwood. Henderson. And Wood with a safe catch. Berry. Flanagan. Could have quite a finish now with just under 20 minutes to go. Tideman brought down, and another free kick. Peacock. Here's Powell. That box now, but there's no progress to be made there. Three Sunderland defenders, and it comes to Peacock, hit in straight away there. Steve Britt was right up there again. It's McCauley with the header again. Berry was right in there. Look at Giles right in there. Those defenders are up again. That's a good cross by him. Oh, and it's over the top by Powell. And Sunderland, in fact it's a free kick, but Sunderland looked to be in terrible trouble there. And how those defenders go up, because again that just escaped the head of Berry. And when it escaped his head, it was Jim Giles who was right in there, the other defender. And what a good cross it was by him. Powell put it over the top, but the whistle by then had gone. A jump by Flanagan. Knocked away by Elliott. Berry putting it in there again. Ashurst getting this one away. Giles playing it forward again. Peacock. Still managed to squirt it out there for McCauley. Tideman trying to turn it wide this time for Colin Powell. Out of play. Charlton's throw. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. Charlton 2, Sunderland 2. Britt. Is having a quick word with him as they're running along there. Charlton, just in this little stage of the game, seem to have Sunderland rattled as that cross comes in again from Warman. Flanagan just slipping it out for Powell. He tried to chip it in again. Flanagan's right in there. Flanagan's in there, and Flanagan has scored. What an amazing record this man's got. That's 16 for the season for him. 23 last season. As though he'd have a couple of bites at that cherry, and finally it stumbled right in front of him. And when that sort of chance is presented, Mike Flanagan doesn't fail Charlton. Charlton 3, Sunderland 2, and what a wildly swinging game we've got here. So they're going to take Sean Elliott off, and Jeff Clark himself, the number 5, formerly with Manchester City, will be coming on, I think. Oh, there's some. Look at that. That's Rostron involved with Warman, and a bit of pushing and a bit of shoving between the pair of them. Phil Warman saying, I don't know what that was about, and Rostron claiming he was having his shirt pulled by the Charlton fullback. And referee Alan Gunn in quickly to sort it out as amicably as he can, and while that was happening, the substitution was taking place. And Jeff Clark is now on the field. Sean Elliott has gone off. Flanagan, nice touch again. This time for Macaulay. Macaulay's through this time. And into the side netting, but a lovely break again by Charlton. And again, Flanagan, the provider of the opening, and Macaulay really latching onto it quickly. It's as though it's that amazing man, Mike Flanagan, who has found the winning shot for Charlton again. And Charlton have brought everybody back now, including Flanagan, including Colin Powell. They're all back behind this ball because this really must be the last chance for Sunderland. Bobby Kerr lifting it high into the air again. Dugdale's there. In fact, it was Giles who got that valuable header in. Jeff Clark, the big defender, up for Sunderland this time, and Macaulay stopping him from getting it across. Sunderland's throw. Laid deep this time for Bobby Kerr. But the final whistle has gone, and Charlton have won it 3-2. And it was Mike Flanagan's goal that won the game. This incredible man, the chance was there, and for him really it had been a quiet game for most of the time. He'd been subdued by Ashurst and Elliott. But when the chance was there, he really stuck it home to give Charlton the 2 points in a very entertaining game indeed. So with Berry, an own goal, and Flanagan having scored for Charlton, Greenwood an end whistle for Sunderland, a final score at the Valley. Charlton 3, Sunderland 2.
And good stuff it was too. Charlton keeping that home record, 21 league games now without defeat at the Valley. And a victory yesterday that now puts them into 6th place in the 2nd Division. And by the way, that own goal that gave Charlton their 2nd goal was in fact scored by Mick Henderson. But Mike Flanagan was yet again the Charlton match winner. Keith Peacock yet again was their mastermind. And after the game I spoke to them and first asked them about the goal that won the game. I forgot who got the winner for you.
Some Irish fella.
Yeah, yeah, some Irish number 9, wasn't it? Yeah.
You're making a habit of it. That's 16 this season now, I think, Mike, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm having a good year. You know, the chances are there, and I'm putting them away. You know, I'm getting good service from Colin Powell and the other lads.
Yes.
And, you know, when you get in there, it's just taking your time, being cool enough to score them.
Yes, there weren't many chances that came your way today, in point of fact. I thought Sean Elliott and Jackie Ashurst kept a very close watch on you.
Yeah, it was a bit of a battle in there today, and like I say, you've got to keep playing for 90 minutes, and if you get the one chance, you've got to put it away.
Yeah, and it was on his right foot, so
yeah.
The goalkeeper thought, well, no need to dive.
Yeah.
And it reached.
Yeah. Mind you, I haven't scored, you know, hitting them since the Tottenham game. All of them have been headers, so I was more than pleased with it.
Yes. You got a hat-trick against Tottenham, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I think what a lot of people would have seen today was also that, I mean, they keep seeing your name on the score sheet, but in fact you, with little flicks and little headers, you make a few chances for other people as well.
Yeah, well, I create a lot of stuff, you know, like getting players in. Sometimes I can't get in there to score them myself, but, you know, I like to work hard at the game, and I'm, you know, getting in there for the few.
He's a useful man to have around.
He is, as you say, it's not strictly goal scoring. I know he's got 15, 16?
16 now.
But there are games we've played and he hasn't scored, and he's played very, very well. I mean, I don't want him to get big headed. I don't think he will, and this is what makes him such a good player. He stays, he's modest on the field, he'll work, he doesn't mind making them, he prefers scoring them, like all good goal scorers. But he's there, decoy runs, and it's a great help to the side.
Yes. I mean, going back to the Derek Hales days, did you miss it when Derek went? I mean, did you have to change in any way, Mike?
Well, my position was changed. I moved in off the wing, but I was a little apprehensive at the time, you know, whether I could score goals up there in the same way he got them. And last season I finished with 23 and probably could have had a few more. And I was hoping it wasn't a one-off thing, and started again this year, and there I am at 16 now, and looking great.
Yeah, I think the Daily Express, if you get 30 league goals, you're in the money, aren't you?
Well, it's early yet, but it's, you know, it's nice to have a bonus.
Is that a target in your mind?
Yes, like the way things went last year, if I could get the same service, I feel very confident about getting them. But Bob Latchwood got a hat-trick last week, and he's giving me a close run at the moment. Yeah.
Actually, Keith has been very kind with the things that he said about you, but I mean, the way he keeps galloping on.
Oh yeah, he keeps playing. He'll
What's he,
still
about
be here.
47 now, isn't he?
Well, I think he's put in for another testimonial. You know, he's been down here a long time, but terrific player to have in the side, because when you've got young fellas in the side, they tend to lose their heads when things start to go wrong. And what Keith does is he tries to settle things down, and like I said, he does very well for us.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, 1962, I think the records say that you signed pro here, Keith.
Yes.
And over 450 games.
My first one against Sunderland, actually.
Was it?
That's where my family come from, the northeast. So, and I've never been on the winning side against them. It's taken me a long time.
Who was in the Charlton side when you first started playing then? To revive a few old members.
Yes, we're going back to John Huey, Johnny Sewell, who I think was down here today.
Was he?
Sam Laurie, Marvin Hinton, Mike Bailey. Some really good players.
Yes. And yet you were a bit doubtful before the start.
I was absolutely like this. I didn't know whether to chance it or not. I got a slight pull in training, and every time I twisted, sprinting and twisted at the same time, I was being pulled up. But I took the chance and hoped I could use my head to save my legs at times and not get myself exposed. And fortunately, it came off.
He ended up playing right back at times.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the ground you covered today again was tremendous with a thigh strain and everything else.
I know the shortcuts out there, Brian.
Yeah.
You've been there long enough.
There's a few little shortcuts about.
Well, just one moment of controversy to look at again. That disallowed Sunderland goal that would indeed have put them 3-1 ahead. It was scored by fullback Mick Henderson, and what a miserable time he had. A disallowed goal, of course, the yellow card, and an own goal too. The goal that was ruled out, it's the old question really, of whether a player is interfering with play. Here's Mick on the ball now. In fact, both managers felt that it was a good goal. I hate to disagree with them. As he hits it, you'll see that there's a player clearly in an offside position, Gary Rowell, in fact, rather blurred there, just about, the ball's about to reach him. But I think what you'll see, as we look at it again from behind the goal, as Mick hits that ball, Gary Rowell is running across the line of vision of goalkeeper Jeff Wood. And that, in my book, has surely got to be interfering with play. And I think the referee was right to knock the goal out. Let's have some more action now, and for that we go to England's two representatives in the UEFA Cup, who, by coincidence, both have to go to Spain for matches this coming week, Ipswich and Aston Villa. Their match at Portman Road yesterday was covered by Anglia Television. The commentator is Jerry Harrison. Ipswich here are in the dark shirts.
Is Osman dropping back to help? Little putting a bit of pressure on him. Here to Viljoen again. They're looking for him every time. Now put it forward, Viljoen says. And that's over the head of McNaught again. Weimark going, he's there. Beautifully taken by Trevor Weimark, and McNaught caught out for the second time. Trevor Weimark with goal number 17, and it was worked by Viljoen and Hunter from the back. Hunter's through ball, and it caught them square at the back again. McNaught was at fault, and against Weimark you don't need a second invitation. And Gregory's in there. And Gray fouled by Hunter. And Hunter still talking there as Gregory gets in a good position and stopped by the foot of Cooper. Gregory again, and it's there. Andy Gray. It's been disallowed. And not only are Villa protesting about that, and Andy Gray too, but Alan Hunter was protesting too. Quite sure what about. But that seemed a heaven-sent opportunity as Gregory first swept forward with Alan Hunter still protesting about the free kick. Gregory turned well after the second attempt. The first attempt was stopped by Cooper's foot, and Gray knocked it in. But the referee there, Mr. Downey, says there's nothing doing as Smith pushes up. Hunter getting away well. Weimark can't get it. Now he can. Wasn't from Phillips. Through the middle for a good chance for Paul Mariner. And another one. No. Past Leighton Phillips though. Gates. It was going the wrong way after he'd done so well to stop Mariner.
put Weimar in possession, and then Mariner went through. It looked as if that was the best opportunity, but Rimmer did well. He's a big man and he spread himself well, and Mariner was blocked. But then he had a chance to get the ball across, and Gates' shot catches poor Jimmy Rimmer going the wrong way, and that's 2-0. There's Mills. Woods cuts inside, leaving him space. Mills cross. Weimar gets up, and Smith almost had it in. Mariner, and blocked then by Talbot. Well, it's not surprising they're having a go at one another. There was indecision there as Mills' cross came over. Weimar flick, and Smith and Rimmer should have had it, but Mariner was almost in there. Then Talbot almost in there.
2-0 for Ipswich. Now it's time for our final game, and it's one that really had an amazing and controversial finish to it, as you'll see. It was the game between Derby County, under Tommy Docherty, and Manchester City, who many believed are equipped as a championship side, and certainly they seem to have the players. It was a game covered by ATV. The commentators, Hugh Johns. Derby are in white.
Donachie, the 1-2. It was only 1 and 1.5 that time. Langan, George. Good through ball for Langan. Never scored. And Hughes has. Billy Hughes, 1-0. This man who keeps knocking them in. For Derby County, his 7th goal of the season. And he puts them 1-0 up. 34 minutes gone. What a beautiful through ball this will be now. Magnificent through ball then. And for a moment it looked as though Langan might be scoring his first ever goal. He decides to cut it across, and Hughes, who's off balance, screws it in. Brisk, chilly evening here at the baseball ground in Derby now, which Derby will be escaping tomorrow, Sunday, and they fly off to Baghdad, of all places, to play the Iran national side. And Shannon, then for Kidd. Not a bad ball, Hartford. Everybody lined up, facing him. Kidd now feeds Shannon. It's a good-looking ball. And onto the top, netting then by Brian Kidd. Wasn't a bad-looking ball, the cross in here. Shannon knocks it in, Kidd rises. And Middleton looked very anxious for a moment. Both these sides are attacking as hard as they can. There's Hartford sticking it forward for Shannon. Oh, well robbed by Masson. And well won back by Booth. Hartford. Masson going on Hartford. There's Donachie now. Power. Superb tackle by Langan. There's George. Now Ryan with time to run at Clements. Try it. Hughes trying to stab it back and in there. Yes! Jerry Ryan! A stab shot, it's 2-0. Ryan, who scored his first goal for Derby last week, now scores his second. It was his run that set up all the problems. When this comes back, it looks as though Hughes looks for a man to stick it back to. George comes in, and Ryan just sticks a boot out, top right-hand corner, across the goal. So it's 2-0. Riot's header, it was off balance, goes down to Power. Donachie. And Power's still there, good skills. Hartford. Shooting angle, Power, they delayed it. And a good challenge then by Jerry Ryan sends Derby away. Over to the far side is Curran, he has a look. And picks him up. Curran the cross in for Hughes. Fine try, super save. Applause from Hughes, that was a sparkling move. Here's Curran's cross, the reactions by Corrigan to this header. Beautiful stuff. Stuck away by McFarlane. Hartford. Too many white shirts. Ollie George gives the ball away to Tuitt. And a touch then from Middleton, but that would have been disaster. Charlie George a little too casual with his pass back. Tuitt got in the way of it, tricks his way away, and Middleton, fingertips, prevents the goal. Now McFarland. And Hartford ran a very long way to get stuck into McFarland. Referee Civil, I think now has decided he's got his book in his hand. The yellow card is in the other hand, and it's Asa Hartford, who was suspended quite recently. Reached his 20 points earlier this season and missed 3 matches. And now he's picked up another yellow card. It was more frustration than anything else that caused Hartford to run such a long way to take McFarlane. Rioch. Rioch still there. Oh. Well, that was Hartford who put Rioch over the line. Now referee Civil comes over. What does the linesman have to say? Well, Masson, a Scottish colleague, of course, of Hartford. He goes number 10, Hartford in. And, well, you can see what happens. Referee Civil has done no more than give the free kick. Masson and Rioch sorting out the situation. 2 Scottish internationals. Hartford, of course, is one as well. Here's Rioch. Cross in now. Knocked out by Watson. Tuitt puts it away. Todd. Hustled out of it by Power. And Todd is beaten and Power is there. Will he give it to somebody else, or is he going to try it himself? He is going to try it himself, and he scored it himself. What a super bit of football by Paul Power. That's where he went past Todd. Todd had a go at him. Referee Civil allows play on. Now Power keeps his head. In fact, he could have pushed it across the face of the goals. There were players in support, but he says, that's mine. Thank you. Hartford to take the kick. Is around about the centre circle, but everybody now is forward of the ball. Referee Civil deciding to have a word with Hartford. We're going into stoppage time now. Hartford with the kick. Tommy Booth is there. And Langan is the man who saved the day then. Kicked it clear. Derby come out, trying to play him offside. Clements bangs it in there again. Power fighting for it with Ryan. Derby now pulling everybody back to face up to this last desperate threat. Shannon looks good. It is good. Tuitt to score. Equaliser. But referee has pointed to the treble. Now, did that goal go in before? No, it didn't. The referee blew a whistle before that ball went in the net. Tuitt's goal doesn't count. Well, there's drama on the field. Hardly any stoppage time added at all by referee Civil. Tony Book's out on the field, charging around, trying to calm his players down. Tony Book there waving Tuitt to the dressing room. The referee's still on the pitch. That is the final scoreline. And Manchester City can't believe it.
So Derby won 2-1, the whistle having beaten the ball into the net by about 3 seconds. And good to see Tony Book, the City manager, getting in very quickly to stop his players getting into serious trouble. Well, that's it for this week. I think we've certainly brought you the many sides of football today. Some of it very good. That World Cup stuff, downright disgraceful. But we leave you today with the man who can't stop scoring goals, Mike Flanagan of Charlton.
Flanagan just living it out for Powell. He tried to chip it in again. Flanagan's right in there. Flanagan's in there. And Flanagan has scored.
Not forgetting the 2 winks in time that just beat Manchester City at Derby yesterday.
face up to this last desperate threat. Shannon looks good. It is good. 2 and a score. Equaliser. But referee has pointed to the tunnel. Stewart's goal